Cambridge IELTS 20, the recent one in the series by Cambridge Press and Assessment. Has the book changed? Has the pattern changed? Is it more difficult than before? Well, we'll try to answer all these questions in this series, and our special focus will be on Academic Task 1. There are 4 tests in this book, and one by one we'll cover all of them. So without wasting any time, let's begin with Test 1, Task 1 for academic writing. This involves writing about table charts. As you can see, there are 3 tables in this chart and so many data values. Are these tables linked with each other? What is the correlation between them? You need to analyze the charts from such perspective so that you can achieve that Band 7 score. Let's begin by reading the question first. The first table below shows changes in the total population of New York City from 1800 to 2000. The second and third table shows changes in the population of the 5 districts of the city: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, over the same period. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant and write at least 150 words. So what has changed? The basic instructions remain the same. You have to summarize, make comparisons wherever they are relevant, and you have to write 150 words at least. For task 1, it is always suggested that you write somewhere between 160-170 words. This is considered sufficient because you'll be able to cover all the main features, highlight them, extend them, and make relevant comparisons. Now, since there are so many data values in this chart, we can't write about all of them. So we have to choose the main features wisely. One thing more, the first chart has total values. That means if you sum up this value and this value, you'll get this one. The first table basically shows population figures for New York City, including all the 5 districts. The second one is about one district, that is Manhattan, and the other 4 districts are in the third table. So this is actually the correlation between them. If New York's population in 1800 was 79 to 16, then 76% of this figure, that is 60,000, approximately 60,500 people were living in Manhattan, while the rest of 24% were in the remaining 4 districts. Rather than just listing the figures in your answer, you'll have to compare them in order to show the correlation, and only then you'll be able to achieve that Band 7 score. So let's begin by choosing the main features first. As you can see, the data is for a period of 200 years starting with 1800 till 2000. The first main feature could be New York's population that has increased dramatically over this 200 period. So you can mark an arrow like this. Second feature, Manhattan was the dominant district in 1800 and 1900 because 76% and then 54% of the people of New York were basically in Manhattan. But this thing changed by 2000. Population growth shifted away from Manhattan to other districts. So we will develop our overview accordingly. Now let's begin with writing introduction, which is a paraphrase form of your question itself. In order to paraphrase, you can either use synonyms, you can change the word forms, you can also change the sentence structure. If you start writing in your own words, the question gets paraphrased. You can also create compound sentences in your introduction for all the tables. Let's see a sample introduction for this. The tables illustrate the population change in New York City from 1800 to 2000 and compare population figures for Manhattan with those of the other 4 districts over the same period. Now we will highlight the main features in the overview. Make sure that you compare different things in the overview. Comparison is very important for your task 1, but at the same time, it should be relevant. Overall, New York City experienced a dramatic increase in population. While Manhattan initially accounted for the majority of residents, its share declined considerably over time as population growth shifted to other districts. Now, this overview clearly shows a correlation. It is comparing Manhattan with other districts. Many people are able to choose the main features, but they write very mechanical overview. Let's see an example of such a weak overview. Overall, the population of New York City increased from 1800 to 2000. The population of Manhattan inclined and then decreased. the population of other districts increased during the period. So this overview is only mentioning incline and decline. It is just showing the trends. No correlation can be observed and it looks very mechanical. Repeated use of words is also there. So it doesn't sound very analytical. Even if you're using a comparison language, the kind of overview that you write should appear very effective and analytical if you want to fetch above band 7. If you are using the same language in overview as well as the body paragraphs, then you're not able to show the range of vocabulary and grammatical structures. Now let's talk about the body paragraphs. You can divide the body paragraphs in any way. Either you can talk about New York City first, and then you can compare Manhattan with other districts in the second paragraph. You can also take years one by one and keep comparing them all together. Make sure you're using the comparison language and your ideas are clearly organized. So here is a sample body paragraph 1. In 1800, the city's population stood at only 79 to 16. You can also write approximately 79,000 here. With Manhattan housing, so here is another way of representing the population. With Manhattan housing 60,515 people, which represented 76% of the total. The remaining districts had a combined population of just 18,701 or 24%. So this covers the year 1800 for all the tables. This is also one way to write. By 1900, the total population had surged to approximately 3.44 million. So learn how to write numbers in different way. Although Manhattan's population rose sharply to about 1.85 million, its proportion fell to 54%, getting closer to other districts. Its proportion. Now, this is a referencing technique that has been used, which will add up your marks in cohesion and coherence. Now, we are left with the year 2000. So we can create a separate paragraph where we will be talking about the total population of the city as well as Manhattan and other districts. And side by side, we will be comparing them. By 2000, New York City's population exceeded 8 million. Exceeded 8 million. That means it was more than 8 million. At this point, Manhattan's population had declined slightly to around 1.54 million, accounting for only 19% of the total. Whereas the other 4 districts expanded significantly to over 6.5 million residents, making up 81% of the city's population. So we have used words like whereas in order to compare their population, making up 81% because we want to add the percentage here itself. Now, does this task qualify for band 7? Certainly it does. Let's see why. The first category where you give marks is task achievement. This response covers all the requirements of the task. All the parts have been included. New York City is there. We are talking about Manhattan and other districts. We have covered all of them. A clear overview has been given where we have used the comparison language too. We have also written about the data trends. We have identified the data trends. We have mentioned about them. And the data has been appropriately categorized. We have organized them in the body paragraphs as well. For cohesion and coherence, the information is logically organized. We have one paragraph for introduction, a separate overview, and then 2 body paragraphs. We have focused on logical time order, starting with 1800, then moving on to 1900 and then 2000. So there is a clear progression. So many linking devices have been used like while, whereas, although. We have also used referencing technique here, which represented its proportion, and substitution is also there. The remaining districts, the other districts. You must learn about referencing and substitution. Every time you will not repeat the nouns and subjects given in the task. Rather, you will learn how to substitute them or use referencing techniques to refer them. For lexical resource, there is academic vocabulary, accounted for, declined slightly, expanded significantly. So use these words appropriately, use these collocations appropriately in your tasks, and you can certainly fetch that band 7 for lexical resource. For GRA, the grammar is in control. There are no grammatical errors as such. Moreover, there is a range of grammatical structures here. So overall, This response qualifies for Band 7. If you want to check whether your written response qualifies for Band 7, you can write it in the comment section and we will revert on that. I hope this task is clear. For other tasks from the same book, keep following this series and subscribe to our channel for latest updates on IELTS. To access Band 7 responses for task 2 also, you can visit www.allaboutielts.com. We have model answers, we have sample answers that actually qualify for Band 7 plus. They have relevant and simple ideas which are developed properly in order to qualify for Band 7. They are organized properly, so you can read such sample answers and improve your band score. For more information on IELTS, please keep following All About IELTS. Thank you for watching.